Hello, welcome everyone. My name's Janet Melody and I'm here with a Course in Miracles workbook. We're going through the lessons each day. We're on lesson 79 today, and I've put some music on today because it's quite noisy outside. It's a beautiful day, there's a lot of people in their gardens, there's works going on, so I thought I would just buffer that sound a little bit by putting some ambience on in the background. So I hope it helps. Yeah, today is a pretty big lesson. It's a profound one for me personally. I don't know if you feel the same, if you've already read this yourself. If not, and you're going to read this in your own time, there's a link under this video so you can read it, or you might have the book and you might be well ready and versed in this. So let's get going again with it. Let me recognize the problem so it can be solved. That is today's lesson. Let me recognize the problem so it can be solved, because there is only one problem in this world. We think there are so many problems, but no, there's one and it can be solved. We think we've solved it in other little ways, but that's why we're constantly having more problems all the time, because there's only one. When we recognize what it is, then it will be solved. So let's read into this lesson. A problem cannot be solved if you do not know what it is. Even if it is really solved already, you will still have the problem because you will not recognize that it has been solved. This is the situation of the world. The problem of separation, which is really the only problem, has already been solved. Yet the solution is not recognized because the problem is not recognized. Everyone in this world seems to have his own special problems, yet they are all the same and must be recognized as one if the one solution that solves them all is to be accepted. Who can see that a problem has been solved if he thinks the problem is something else? Even if he is given the answer, he cannot see its relevance. That is the position in which you find yourself now. You have the answer, but you are still uncertain about what the problem is. A long series of different problems seem to confront you, and as one is settled, the next one and the next arise. There seems to be no end to them. There is no time in which you feel completely free of problems and at peace. How true is that? Like every day there's something you're trying to solve. So yeah. The temptation to regard problems as many is the temptation to keep the problem of separation unsolved. The world seems to present you with a vast number of problems, each requiring a different answer. This perception places you in a position in which your problem solving must be inadequate and failure is inevitable. No one could solve all the problems the world appears to hold. They seem to be on so many levels, in such varying forms and with such varied content, that they confront you with an impossible situation. Dismay and depression are inevitable as you regard them. Some spring up unexpectedly, just as you think you have solved the previous ones. Others remain unsolved under a cloud of denial and rise to haunt you from time to time, only to be hidden again, but still unsolved. All this complexity is but a desperate attempt not to recognize the problem, and therefore not to let it be resolved. If you could recognize that your only problem is separation, no matter what form it takes, you could accept the answer because you would see its relevance. Perceiving the underlying consistency in all the problems that seem to confront you, you would understand that you have the means to solve them all, and you would use the means because you recognize the problem. In our longer practice periods today, we will ask what the problem is and what is the answer to it. We will not assume that we already know. We will try to free our minds of all the many different kinds of problems we think we have. We will try to realize that we have only one problem, which we have failed to recognize. We will ask what it is and wait for the answer. We will be told. Then we will ask for the solution to it, and we will be told. The exercises for today will be successful to the extent to which you do not insist on defining the problem. Perhaps you will not succeed in letting all your preconceived notions go, but that is not necessary. All that is necessary is to entertain some doubt about the reality of your version of what your problems are. You are trying to recognize that you have been given the answer by recognizing the problem, so that the problem and the answer can be brought together and you can be at peace. Let's just stop there for a moment on this longer practice period. We're realizing that we're trying to let go of all the ideas that we've had about our problems, that we think that there's a certain way to solve them, when really the underlying problem is our separation from our source. That's all it is. And when we realize that and we allow that to come in a clean mind that has been washed of all the illusions and all of the meanings that we've given to problems, they then come together. That is the key to this long practice period. It's about staying in the present moment, realizing that the only problem is you've separated from your source, from God, from love, whatever you want to call it. And when you allow that realization in, it will resolve whatever problem that you feel is in your mind. And it could be an array of things. We all have these problems and meanings of problems and what we have to solve and do, and it can go on and on and on and on and on. So I don't need to give a list of problems and what it could resolve, but they all are having fundamentally the same problem. You're separated from your source. I was watching Abraham Hicks. I don't know if you've heard of her. She's about the law of attraction and things like that. And she's very in alignment with this kind of teaching, because she was talking about how two people, say, were arguing, and we both got desires where we want to go and all these different things. And our source knows what's going to make us happy. Always. Like, it's always knowing. And when we get in alignment and we're connected with it, it guides our life to those answers. We don't have to do anything. We just have to have the faith and to feel into that beautiful energy that in any moment we know everything's going to be all right. The universe, God, is on our side. It's always there supporting us and guiding us towards our light. Always. So all the problems that we have, just connect with that and it will guide you to a peaceful, loving life. That's all it is. So in that is all that we're doing. We're putting out our desires, which it knows already, but we can put them out there and then it will put them in like a little vortex, as Abraham Hicks calls it. And then just trust it's done. It's done, it's done, it's done. We don't have to do anything. We just align with the light and we'll be guided to that place, to what we truly desire. It's all there for us. And so this is what we have to do with our shorter practice periods. The shorter practice periods for today will not be set by time, but by need. You will see many problems today, each one calling for an answer. Our efforts will be directed towards recognizing there is only one problem and one answer. In this recognition are all problems resolved. In this recognition there is peace. Be not deceived by the form of problems today. Whenever any difficulty seems to rise, tell yourself quickly, let me recognize this problem so it can be solved. Then try to suspend all judgment about what the problem is. If possible, close your eyes for a moment and ask what it is. You will be heard and you will be answered. So in the shorter practice periods, it's just the remembrance throughout today that whatever problem arises, reconnect and quickly say, let me recognize this problem so it can be solved. Recognize that what you're focusing on, the meaning of the problem, is not the actual problem. It's deeper. You've disconnected. You've disconnected from source. Just get back to connection and all will be solved. All will be solved. It seems too good to be true, right? Because we have lived this way so long. Because we've been trying to go against the grain and trying to get to where we want to be on our own terms, on our own ways, and we think that we know what the solutions are, but we don't. We don't at all. All we know is that we're light, we're love. We just connect with that energy and it guides us. That's why life is so simple when we really live like that, you know? It's like a relief to read this lesson in a way, because like all those problems, all those burdens are just washed away today. They really are. It's like such a profound lesson today to take in. But when you take it in and you really take it in and you trust and you have the faith that no matter what, life's gonna just guide me home to the light, to the love, to the peace, no matter what. And I trust in that, and I'll listen for the signals and the signs and the guidance, and I'll go with that. And my life will be beautiful in any moment, because I won't have any grievances on anybody. I'll forgive. I'll know that I'm guided by something way more powerful. It's in each and every one of us. And then there, in that lies your happiness. So yeah, really enjoyed practicing today's lesson. Let me recognize the problem so it can be solved. Enjoy this practice, really let go of all your problems and allow the one solution to come in, bring you home, and give you such a peaceful, loving day. From now until forever. Okay, enjoy, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for listening, everyone. Bye.